We'll just read the translation for the song.
Nitai and Gaur, Gunamani are dancing and dancing with beloved Gadadhar on their left and Srivas and Advaita on the right, while their associates defeat the stars that surround the Gora moon. The mridanga and kartals are played and sweet songs are sung. The sky is filled with the chanting of Harinam. His body is anointed with sandalwood paste, and drops of holy juice and a forest flower garland dangles nicely across his chest. A white Brahmin thread hangs across his neck. His form defeats millions of cupids, and ankle bells jingle on his feet. The two brothers are dancing, and their associates sing, while Gadadhar's body is pelted with powder. Now the Lord remanifests his previous joyful Vrindavan pastimes in this Nadia. Now he enjoys on the bank of the Ganga, just like in Vrindavan's Dira Samira Kunj. Vrindavan Das tells you, for he knows it. Vrindavan Das Thakur ki. So this is the birthplace of Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur. Where is that Bhakti Vivek Sagar Maharaj? Is he there? Anyway, every year we've been coming here to this temple. This is Gaudiya Math temple. And you know, it's not easy to maintain the temple in this place. There's not a lot of people, and sometimes they get robbed. I remember a couple of years back we came here, and they were in this very great difficulties. Thieves have come in the night, and they stole all their cooking utensils, whatever they could get, which was of any value, they took it. So it's difficult to maintain temples here in the Holy Dham. So in those times a few years ago, there were just some older men staying here, retired men. In recent times, the Gaudiya Math have sent a sannyasi here. I don't know where he is anyway. Bhakti Vivek Sagar Maharaj, a younger sannyasi, has come here. He's taken over the responsibility. And actually you can see you're sitting now on concrete. Last year there was no concrete, it was only earth. So they've laid some concrete there.
Vivek Sagar Swami Maharaj, apni asben ekhane? Hare Krishna Maharaj.
So the sannyasi now, Vivek Sagar Maharaj, was saying that he wants to put in toilets here to have latrines available for both men and ladies. So he's asking if we can also contribute towards that. So if those of you who are able, if you're able to contribute some contributions, it will be much appreciated. Okay, thank you. So now we're going to have some speakers. We were going to speak yesterday we were in Janamuni's ashram, and Janamuni's ashram, the process is Dasyam, right?
No, Vandanam.
Vandanam. So in Janamuni's ashram, process is Vandanam. So we didn't speak really about Vandanam process, so this morning we're going to invite His Holiness Bhakti Ratnakar Ambarish Maharaj to tell us about Vandanam.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishta Bhutale Shrimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitinamne Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashite Adeshtare Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare we just sang very wonderful prayers. One was Gopinath from Sharanagati of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Bhaktivinoda Thakur was practicing this Vandanam very much. He has written so many wonderful prayers. Like Sharanagati, he is describing the process of surrendering oneself to the Lord in these prayers of Sharanagati. Also, every day we are chanting morning prayers, Guru Vashtakam, that was written by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, and after every prayer the author is given some benediction, like we are chanting these Guru Vashtakam prayers every morning, and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has written also blessings that one receives after chanting this prayer. What is the blessing of chanting Guru Vashtakam? Yes. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is writing that if anyone is chanting this prayer loudly every morning during Brahma Muhurta, he will receive the benediction of entering the eternal pastimes of Radha and Krishna after leaving this body. So Srila Prabhupada gave us very powerful prayers. If we would chant them, we will receive all the blessings that are there. Also, we are chanting prayers to Lord Nisimhadev. He is famous as Bhakti Vigna Vinashana. Yes, he is removing all the obstacles on the way, on the path of bhakti. So if we would pray to Lord Nisimhadev, all the obstacles will be removed. So also we are chanting the prayers to Tulasi Devi. And Tulasi Devi is so dear to Lord Krishna that she can fulfill all the spiritual desires that we have. There is no spiritual desires that could not be fulfilled by the mercy of Tulasi Devi, so we can pray every day to Tulasi Devi. We have so many different prayers, and Srimad Bhagavatam also consists of so many wonderful prayers. It starts with Queen Kunti prayers, our first prayers in Srimad Bhagavatam, big prayers, long prayers. Then next chapter is prayers by Bhishmadev. We just passed the place where Bhishmadev has received the transcendental knowledge from Jahnu Muni, and Bhishmadev is offering wonderful prayers. One of this prayer is Bhaktya Veshya Manoyasmin Vachaya Nama Kirtayan Tyajan Kalevaram Yogi Muchyate Kama Karma Bhi. In this prayer, Bhishmadev is saying that if anyone is concentrated on the chanting of the holy names during his life, by leaving the body he will attain the shelter of the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. So it's very important part of our spiritual life to offer prayers, but there has to be a need, because usually when we don't have a need, we are offering prayers like mechanically. Like we are coming from Mangalarati, we are chanting Guru Vashtakam, and we don't mean anything by chanting these prayers, just repeating them out of tradition. But if we have a real need, we would pray from our heart, and very soon we will get all the blessings that are there in these prayers. So we have to have the feeling of need. Then we would really pray to the Lord. And especially this Vandanam is important for those who are very eager to make spiritual progress. If one has a strong desire for spiritual progress, he will really pray to the Lord. And Srila Prabhupada was repeating many prayers. We have recordings of Srila Prabhupada. He was chanting Shikshashtakam prayers. There are many recordings when he is chanting Shikshashtakam prayers. There are many recordings when he is chanting Brahm Samhita prayers and Queen Kunti prayers, Shukadev Goswami prayers from the second canto. Kirata Hunandra Pulinda Pulkasha Abhirashumba Yavana Kasadaya Nyecha Papa Yada Pasaya Shaya Shudyanti Tasmai Prabhavishnave Namah. By the potency of the Lord, if one surrenders to the pure devotee of the Lord, by this potency he can become purified. Kirata, Huna, Andhra, Purinda, anyone can become purified if he surrenders to a pure devotee of the Lord. So there are many wonderful prayers in Srimad Bhagavatam, and Srila Prabhupada translated and commented on the Srimad Bhagavatam, so we have to read, memorize, chant these prayers, and then we will receive all the blessings that are there. Hare Krishna.
In the case of Gajendra, the elephant, he remembered the prayers he'd learned in his previous life, even though he was living as an elephant. So Prabhupada said it's important to memorize prayers, and then he mentioned we have Brahma Samhita, and then like he said, so many prayers. It's good to memorize them because in case we end up in a dull elephant body or worse, somehow it might come out again. In the subtle body, the memory stays there. So it's sometimes devotees ask, why should we memorize these prayers? Because we can't really make proper prayers. We have to learn, Most people think pray means give me this, give me that, give me that. Janam Dehi, Dhanam Dehi, Rupam Dehi. That's not prayer, that's just begging. Prayer means glorifying the Lord, and so those prayers were given, and then we can get some idea how to pray. But it's worthwhile because we don't know what might happen in this life that might make our next life not be, human. Hare Krishna.
There was one American gospel singer named the Reverend Gary Davis, and he came and met Prabhupada in New York in the 1960s. He was quite a famous man, Reverend Gary Davis. He had a lot of recordings of his gospel songs. So he came to Prabhupada and he was asking Prabhupada, Swamiji, what to pray for? He could understand that it's not good to just pray to get money or to get fame or any kind of material thing, but he didn't know what to pray for. Of course, to Srila Prabhupada it was very clear what to pray for. And Of course, that's our chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra. Our prayer is, please engage us in your service. Please engage me in your service. So chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra is both a prayer and it's the answer to the prayers also. It's the answer to all of our prayers when we're chanting. Today is also an auspicious day. Today is the Vyasa Puja day of His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Swami Maharaj. So devotees in Mayapur will be celebrating that event. And Kavichandra Swami is going to go there to Mayapur in a little while to take part in the festival there. So Bhakti Tirtha Swami did a lot of wonderful preaching on behalf of Srila Prabhupada. He was a black-bodied American. He joined the New York Temple in Brooklyn, the old Brooklyn Temple, Henry Street, in the 1970s. He was a graduate from Princeton University. He was not some illiterate hippie. He was from, very well educated, Ivy League education, and he had a very good job. And he started coming to the temple. He met devotees, started coming to the temple in Brooklyn. And at one point, Satsvarupa Maharaj had written to the temples asking, is there anybody there who could take up the service of being secretary? He said, I need a secretary. At that time, Satsvarupa Maharaj was based in Texas and he was doing a lot of writing and preaching, and he wanted a secretary. So Bhakti Tirtha at that time, he was coming to the temple. He hadn't moved into the temple, but he was coming, and we all knew him. So we told him, why don't you take up this job? Go and serve Satsvarupa Maharaj. And he did it. He gave up his job and he moved to Texas. And he became secretary there for Satsvarupa Das Goswami. And he was serving him and traveling with him. And he was doing a lot of nice service. Then at one point Prabhupada Prabhupada wanted the books, the Bhaktivedanta Book Trust sets like Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita. He wanted they should be introduced into the universities, and so they formed the library party, and he was put on that. Satsvarupa Maharaj was also heading it up, and they would go and meet professors and they would introduce the Bhaktivedanta Trust books to them. So Bhakti Tirtha Swami, having a very good education from Princeton, he was very good at that, and he would go into the universities, he would meet the professors, make nice relationships with them and arrange programs and get them to take books. And then he went to Eastern Europe at the time when Eastern Europe was still closed. It was still closed. Germany was divided, East and West Germany, and there was like a brick wall down the middle of the country. But Bhakti Tirtha, he was engaged in that service, going into the Eastern Europe and introducing the books of Bhaktivedanta Book Trust there. And he did very, very wonderful service. He sold many, many books. He cultivated many people. And Prabhupada was very pleased with him. Prabhupada appreciated very much his service. At that time he was still a brahmachari. Later on, after Prabhupada's departure, then he took sannyas. Actually, Prabhupada had also indicated that he should go to Africa and develop the preaching in Africa. At that time we didn't have anything really going on in Nigeria or Ghana or anywhere. There was only one center in Nairobi, in Mombasa. That was about all was going on in Africa. Maybe South Africa, there was a temple in Durban. Anyway, Bhakti Tirtha was then he went over to Africa and he did pioneering preaching there in Africa, and he became like a king there. he was worshipped like a king. The people, the local African people, they made him like one of the rulers there in Africa. But still, he would sometimes come back to the West. I remember Srila Rameshwara Prabhu was describing, he said at one point, devotees had been invited on a television program there in America, and they wanted somebody to go on this show, but the program was really, it was one of these programs where the person who hosts the show is super nasty, and whatever you say, they'll just cut you to pieces, and they'll make you feel really low. Yeah, you get these kind of programs where people are really good at insulting other people. So they wanted the devotees to go on to the show program. They wanted someone to do it. So they called Bhakti Tirtha Swami to come. Rameshwara said, "You're the only one who can do it." And he went on the show, and the interview was so sweet, just became very nice, and appreciated Bhakti Tirtha so much. So he had that kind of expertise. He was very, very wonderful, very powerful preacher, and he loved to dance in the kirtan. He was very energetic and lively. With Lokanath Swami doing kirtan, Bhakti Tirtha would become electrified, and chanting and dancing in great ecstasy. So today we're remembering him. It's his Vyasa Puja.
Yeah, there's two things that his Prabhupada told him that affected him very much. First was that he was very new in the temple. At that time in America, there was still a lot of racism. It hasn't really changed, but it looks different now. And there were very few devotees that were not white men. And he told Prabhupada there's a lot of racial prejudice in the temple. Prabhupada said, don't be like them. And he really liked that. Don't you become, because he never was. He grew up in the ghetto, very poor, only black people. Then when he met Prabhupada in Vrindavan towards the end, after he's coming back from Eastern Europe, and Prabhupada was always relishing his reports from Eastern Europe. Tamal Krishna Maharaj was reading to them, so Tamal Krishna Maharaj thought, so said he was feeling a little proud, and Tamal Krishna Maharaj was, the day before he met Prabhupada, and Prabhupada was rubbing his head and, just treating him like a grandson or something, and then so Tamal thought, I'll have him read the report, personally read the report to Prabhupada. So he was reading his report, and Prabhupada was looking all around and talking to other people and not paying any attention to him. And then he was wondering what happened. And Prabhupada looked at him and said, "You're not the doer." And he really liked that one also. He took it to heart. So anyway, it's unlimited. He had such an amazing personality, he really knew how to utilize it to attract Krishna. I've been to Africa, and he was like a TV star there for a while. The guru made a lot of devotees. In West Africa, there's hardly any Indian devotees. He only initiated one Indian. In East and South Africa, there's almost no Indian. Everyone's Indian, and not so many African. But there, the Indian population wasn't so much either. So he made so many African devotees, and they're still going very strong. You see Bhakti Damodar Maharaj, Srivas Prabhu, quite a few others, some very good sannyasis. So we could go on, but and he was wonderful on the Parikrama with his dancing. But those two things you should take to heart. You're not the doer. And if people are criticizing you for whatever reason, don't be like them. Don't criticize back. Prabhupada knew that he could take it, so he gave him the instructions.
Okay, Srila Bhakti Swami Maharaj ki jai. Okay, we're going to go on and we'll have more prachar here. We have our Bhakti Prachar Paribrajak Maharaj here. Who better to hear prachar from than Bhakti Prachar Paribrajak Swami Maharaj? He's going to tell us about the process here in Modadrumadwip. Okay, and Maharaj will speak, whatever he likes.
ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पश्चात्तदेशतारिणे वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदन्नाय कृष्ण प्रेम पदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरतिस्य नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। नवद्वीप मंडल परिक्रमा की श्रीमन महाप्रभु की। So, hope you are very happy in Navadwip Mandal Parikrama. How much happy? Because you have entered into Modadrumadwip. Modadrumadwip means this island increases the bliss and pleasure. That's why you have to be happy today. So Moda means pleasure and Druma means tree. So this island also represents Dasyam of the 9 processes of devotional service. And Modadrumadwip is non-different from Bhandirvan of Brajmandal. And this place is also non-different from Ayodhya. Why? Because Lord Ramchandra came here. So Lord Ramchandra was here and he was under a banyan tree and he was looking at Navadwip and he was looking very, very happy and blissful. So his eternal consort, his wife Sita Devi, by seeing her husband's happiness, became inquisitive. That, my dear husband, why are you so happy today? He said, yes, I am remembering what is going to happen in Kali Yuga. And Sita Devi asked, what is going to happen? He said that I will appear as Gauranga Mahaprabhu. And he said, you also appear as Vishnu Priya Devi. And Kaushalya Devi will appear as Mother Sachi. He said, I will appear here and perform my pastime in Navadwip. Then at the age of 24, I will take sannyas. By hearing that, Sita Devi was not so happy. And she said, if you have to take sannyas, then why to get married? It's a good argument. Then Lord Ramchandra said that I'll tell you something very, very confidential. He said that in my pastime, means Lord Ramchandra is telling, in the future, you will go to the forest and I will worship your golden form in Ayodhya Nagari. In reciprocation of that, when I will appear as Gauranga Mahaprabhu, I will go to the forest and you will worship my golden form. So Mahaprabhu is very merciful, right? Lord Ramchandra, he said that Sita Devi will go to the forest in his pastime. But when Gauranga Mahaprabhu came, he did not tell Vishnupriya Devi to go to the forest. Rather, he went to the forest. But whether Lord Ramchandra went to the forest or Mahaprabhu went to the forest or Sita Devi went to the forest, the principle is that Mahaprabhu said, this is the mood of Vipralambha, love in separation. So Mahaprabhu came in this world to teach us love in separation. Jugaitam nimeshena chakshusha pabrisaitam sunnaitam jagat sarvam govinda virahena. This is the mood of Vrindavan. One moment of separation is like a juga, and one juga of union is like a moment. That is the symptom of Braja Prema Bhakti. All of you know that Brajavasis, mainly the gopis, they are condemning the creator. Why? Because Krishna has unlimited beauty. How much beauty Krishna has? Unlimited. Ananta. Unlimited. It means it cannot be measured. And second thing is that it is always increasing. Beauty of this world decreases, right? That is a sad part of this world. Everything reduces except our desires. So, when Radharani looks at Krishna, Krishna's beauty increases and is going on eternally. That's why Krishna also doesn't know how beautiful he is. So gopis were condemning the creator that in order to see that unlimited beauty of Krishna, the creator should have given unlimited number of eyes. But somehow he gave us only 2 eyes. Unfortunately, the creator also doesn't know how to create these 2 eyes also. The creator has given eyelids. And for the gopis, the dropping of the eyelid is like a juga of separation. Right? So, for us it's very, very difficult to understand. How many of you can understand? You cannot understand, because it cannot be understood. So, for the gopis, dropping of the eyelid is like a juga, and they are experiencing unlimited pain in separation from the Lord. And for us, dropping of eyelid is very wonderful experience, especially during the class, right? And we thank God and thank the Creator that yes, you have done wonderful job by giving these eyelids. And they also thank God, I don't know why, during Bhagavatam class and during Katha, the eyelids become very heavy. And it gives very wonderful experience. So that is our situation. And the situation of the gopis are completely at a different platform. Because they are experiencing love in separation. Topmost position. So Lord Ramchandra revealed that confidential aspect of love in separation in this island That's why this island is very, very important for us, because the confidential aspect of Mahaprabhu's teaching, love in separation, was revealed by Lord Ramchandra in this world, in this island of Modadrumadwip. So why this island is known as Modadrumadwip? Moda means pleasure. The pleasure of Lord Ramchandra and all others were increased under the tree, banyan tree. That's why this island name is Modadrumadwip. So that banyan tree is known as Rambot. Rambot means banyan tree under which Lord Ramchandra was experiencing the pleasure. So that banyan tree disappeared from our vision. So we are searching for that banyan tree. So if anybody from this group, if you could see that banyan tree, please let us know. Because that is a very wonderful place of pastime. Goswamis of Vrindavan, they discovered all the places of pastimes, many places of pastimes of Krishna. Bhaktivinoda Thakur and other acharyas also discovered many places of pastimes in Navadwip Mandal. But this Rambat, the location is not identified yet. So if some fortunate soul, advanced devotee, pure devotee, if you can find that bot, that will be a very, very important service to Navadwip Dham. So this island also represents Dasyam. Dasyam means servant. And this is the most important aspect of devotional service. Because that is there in every rasa. Because we are servants. Right? For how long? Jive Swarupai Krishner Nitya Das. Whether you like or don't like, we are the servants. And we are the servant of Krishna. Krishna is the eternal master and we are the eternal servant. But in this world, the position of servant is not appreciated. Right? In this world, people have a tendency, a strong desire to become master. So which is more glorious? To become master or to become servant? What to do? Philosophically it's like that we have to be the servant, but why? That is revealed in this island. The glories of service. In the spiritual world, the real master, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, he wants to become servant. But unfortunate conditioned souls in this world, they want to become master. So Prabhupada said that I have given a process on behalf of the previous acharyas by which a person can become greater than God. People in this world, they want to become God. But Prabhupada is telling that the process of devotional service can make a person greater than God. Why? Because Krishna is all attractive. He attracts everyone. But the Prema Bhakti, the love of Godhead, has a quality. That quality is called Sri Krishna Akarshani. The all-attractive Krishna is attracted by love, especially love of the Brajavasis and more specifically love of the Braja Gopis. That's why Krishna wanted to become a devotee like the Braja Gopis, especially Srimati Radharani. So service is very, very important. So as this island is connected with Lord Ramchandra, so we will discuss some of the aspects of different servants of Lord Ram, in what mood they serve Lord Ramchandra. The characters in Ramayana are glorious. Why? Because the character in Ramayana is full of sacrifice. Sacrifice makes a person glorious. Enjoyment, positions, these are not the things make a person glorious. What kind of sacrifice one makes, that determines a person glorious. This is the place of Vasudev Datta. So Vasudev Datta appealed to the Lord, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that my dear Lord, I have a request to you. And he said that I am feeling a lot of pain in my heart by seeing the miseries and sufferings of the conditioned souls in this world. So my proposal is that please give all the sufferings of all these conditioned souls in this universe and deliver all of them, and I am ready to suffer the reaction of their sinful activities in hellish planet eternally. That is Vasudev Datta. And Mahaprabhu said, Vasudev, your desire is enough. The Lord's desire is always fulfilled. But Krishna makes sure that his pure devotee's desire is also fulfilled. All the time he does that. And he said, Vasudev, by your desire already all the living entities in this universe are delivered. See the power of pure devotional service. The whole universe got delivered. So, Lord Ramchandra is the ideal master. And his devotees, his servants are the ideal servants. Time is limited. I will narrate one pastime each for Hanuman, Lakshmana and Vibhishana. So how many of you are in this island doing parikrama for the first time? Okay, very good. Because I speak these pastimes every year. So those who are attending before, so they must be knowing all this pastime. But knowing is not enough. Hearing again and again is very important. So that it will sink in our system and we can realize it and apply it and make our life successful. So you can start with Hanuman. So Lord Ramchandra, he made a book. And in that book, he has mentioned the names of different devotees, wonderful devotees. Those who remember Lord Ramchandra all the time. Great devotees. So he has compiled a book. So Hanuman came to know about that book. Just like Vyasa Puja book, no? So all want to find where is my offering, where is my offering. So Hanuman came to see whether his name is there in that book or not. So he was going through the book, first page, second page, he was going through all the pages and came to the last page. But somehow his name was not there. So Hanuman felt very sad in his heart. Although he did not express it. So when he came in front of Ram, because Ram knows everything, what's going on in the heart of Hanuman. Hanuman knows what's going on in the heart of Ram, and Ram also knows what goes on in the heart of Hanuman. That is the relationship between a pure devotee and the Supreme Lord. So he said, no, it's okay. What happened to you? You are not feeling happy, you are looking sad. What happened, Hanuman? What happened? He said, no, something has happened. Then he said, my dear Lord, I saw that book of your devotees. But in that book my name is not there. He said, which book you saw? He told that book. Oh, you saw that book? That is part 1. So there is another book that is part 2 of that book. So you can go and check that book. So part 1, I have listed those devotees, those who remember me all the time. And part 2 lists those devotees whom I remember all the time. It's not complete yet. So Hanuman went to check that book, volume 2. And he started to check from the first page and last page. And he saw only one name, that name is Hanuman. So that is the position of Hanuman. Unlimited sacrifice Hanuman did for the service of Lord Ramachandra. Second is sacrifice. Everybody sacrifices in Ramayana. But the sacrifice of Lakshmana is unparalleled. So being servant is always glorious. Just like from Yajna that divine sweet rice manifested, first was offered to Kaushalya, and Kaushalya gave a portion to who? Kaikeyi. And Kaikeyi gave to Sumitra, Kaushalya also gave to Sumitra. Right? So Sumitra got 2 portions. She got from Kaushalya and she also got from Kaikeyi. So Kaushalya gave birth to Lord Ram, Kaikeyi gave birth to Bharat. But Sumitra gave birth to 2 sons, Lakshmana and Shatrugna. But the position of Sumitra is glorious. Why? Not that she gave birth to 2 sons, that is also glorious. Other 2 gave only 1 because she took the sweet rice at the end. That's why she got 2 sons. That's why this is very inspirational for the prasadam service. Sometimes those who are serving prasadam, they think what will get if everything is finished. So anxiety is there, right? But here, Lord Ramchandra is revealing not to in anxiety. So if you take at the end, you will get the most benefit. But the glory of Sumitra Devi is that she gave birth to 2 servants. Lakshmana is the servant of Ram and Shatrugna was the servant of Bharat. That's why Sumitra's position is glorious. So when Lord Ram was in exile, all other 3 brothers, they are all in a very sad condition. But all the 3 brothers, they are having their wives with them. Lord Ram was in the forest, but Sita Devi was there with him. Bharat also had his wife with him, and also Shatrugna. But Lakshmana, he was alone without his wife in the forest. That gives a very significant message that for the service of Lord Ram, he sacrificed his personal comfort. So sacrificing the comfort for the pleasure of the Lord is very, very important aspect of devotional service. We should do things which Krishna likes us to do. So one Prabhupada disciple said, very wonderful statement. 3 words are very powerful words, and that can keep us in this material world. What are the 3 words? I like it. Even in devotional service also, I want to do that service because I like it. That is not the mood Lakshmana is showing. Lakshmana is doing that service which Lord Ramchandra wants him to do. Lord Ramchandra wanted from his heart that Lakshmana should come to the forest with him. But when Lakshmana proposed that he should go, he was stopping him. And he was giving a lot of wonderful reasons why Lakshmana should not come with him in the forest. And after everything was over, Lakshmana was desperate, adamant to go with Lord Ram. And he said, "My dear Lord, I can do things only which is connected with you. I don't know any other things. So if I don't go with you, then what I'll do? Because I only learned, I got the training how to serve you. That service I only know. But if you don't allow me to serve you, then I will be useless." So when he gave that logic, Lord Ram says, "Okay, please come." So devotees are very intelligent. But Lord Ramchandra in the heart wanted Lakshmana to come. Then Lakshmana said, "Why you are giving so many arguments?" He said that I was just testing you. So that is the position of Lakshmana. So when Lakshmana, the first night in the forest, came to know that Lord Ramchandra and Sita Devi, they are going to sleep on the floor and made on a bed made of dry leaves. When he heard that, his heart was breaking in pain. And he took a vow, if my Lord has to sleep on floor, on a bed made of dry leaves, I am taking a vow that next 14 years I will not sleep at all. That is the sacrifice of Lakshmana. So sacrificing our own comfort is very, very important characteristics of service. Then third is Vibhishan. Taking risk for serving the Lord is Vibhishan. So Vibhishan is the brother of Lord Ram's greatest enemy. Who is that? Ravana. So he thought that I am a devotee of Lord Ram, so it's my primary duty to spread the glories of Lord Ram. Preaching is the essence, but preaching is also the expression of love for the Supreme Lord. When we love someone, it is our natural tendency to glorify him. Propagate the glories of the Master, propagate the glories of our lover. That is our natural tendency. So those who are not preaching Krishna consciousness, it is a proof that they have not come to the platform of loving the Supreme Lord. But Vibhishan loved the Supreme Lord from his heart, and he thought that I should do something to propagate the glories of Lord Ram. And he thought, I can start the preaching in Lanka, the most difficult place. And that is our parampara actually. Nityananda Prabhu, when he was instructed to preach Krishna consciousness, he thought, if I make Jagai Madhai Krishna conscious, then everybody in Nadia will become Krishna conscious. Because Jagai Madhai are the mafia dons, right? And if they become devotees, and if they tell others to become devotee, out of fear everybody will chant Hare Krishna. So that was the preaching strategy of Nityananda Prabhu. Even the Supreme Lord preaches according to the strategy. We should not think that strategy is only for the conditioned souls of this world. Srila Prabhupada also strategized his preaching. He thought, I should start my preaching mission in America. Somebody asked Prabhupada, why you went to America? He said that my godbrothers went to Europe and they failed. So I thought I should fail in a new place. Prabhupada was so humble. And he said, if I fail in America, that will be also glorious. Right? If you fail in a prestigious college, then you can say, I failed in IIT. So glorious. So Prabhupada thought like that, and Prabhupada explains that also, that better to fail in America. But if I succeed in America, then whole world will become Krishna conscious. So that was a preaching strategy. In the same way, Vibhishan thought, if I can make Lanka Ram conscious, then whole world will become Ram conscious. So what he did? He wrote the name of Lord Ram in his house. And what a dangerous step he took. Very dangerous, life-threatening situation. So Ravana came to know that his brother Vibhishan wrote the name of my enemy in his house, in my kingdom. How dare he can do that? He was in furious mood. He was in anger, started rushing towards Vibhishan's house. And he said, how dare you can write the name of Lord Ram, not Lord Ram. How dare you can write the name of Ram in your house, in my kingdom. You know what is the consequence of that? He said, Lord Ram, your enemy, I cannot understand. He was playing a very innocent role. He said, you don't know who is Ram. Ram is my enemy. He is attacking Lanka. So, oh really? But this Ram is not that Ram. This is different Ram. He said, really? I thought there is only one Ram. I came to know there is another Ram. So can you explain who is this Ram? He said, this Ram is different. So explain. He said, Ra means Ravana, Ma means Mandodiri. So Ravana was highly pleased. He said, I never knew that there is another Ram like that. So why you only wrote in your house? So you should write this name of Ram all over Lanka. Ramchandra Bhagavan ke, Vibhishan ke. So in that way, Vibhishan took the risk. But there is a condition also. Please don't imitate that. Devotees become very enthusiastic to take risk. Prabhupada said taking risk is very wonderful, but we should take calculated risk. We should know who we are. Then there will be problem, right? We should not think we are Vibhishan. We are like Hanuman. We have to know who we are. That's why one devotee came to Prabhupada and said, Prabhupada, I have a brilliant idea. Devotees always have wonderful ideas. So he said, Prabhupada, I have a brilliant idea of preaching. What is the idea? He said, getting people in the Western world is very difficult. But I am observing that a lot of people come in Saturday night club. And no need of invitation also. People just come there and we can preach to them whole night. Lot of books can be distributed, lot of preaching can happen. What do you think, Prabhupada, about this idea? Prabhupada said, idea is brilliant, but make sure you come back. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So that's why Prabhupada cautioned us that we should take risk, but we should take calculated risk. And what is calculated depends on individuals, because capacity of different individual is different, but the principle remains the same. The simple of love is that we should take a risk for the service of the master, and Vibhishan exhibited that, and he took his life risk to propagate the glories of Lord Ram in Lanka. So in that way you can understand the characters in Ramayana are wonderful, and a lot of lessons we can learn from these characters and apply those lessons in our life. Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman ki, Modadrumadwip ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Srimad Mahaprabhu ki, Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki, Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo.
Okay, thank you very much. Bhakti Prachar Paribrajak Swami Maharaj. And now we're going to hear from Prabodhananda Swami Maharaj. Huh? Oh, Prabodhananda Saraswati Swami Maharaj. Maharaj is going to tell us about. Anyway, he's blessed by Saraswati, so it will come.
Okay. My topic was given Dasyam, but all Dasyam were already spoken. Okay. Ajnanatimrandasya gyananjana sarakaya chakkhirunmilitam jena tasmai Sri Gurubhe Namaha. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine. So this is the place of Vrindavan Das Thakur. So Vrindavan Das Thakur is a direct disciple of Nityananda Prabhu, and he is famous because he compiled Chaitanya Bhagavat. Krishna Lila Bhagavate kahe Vedo Vyas, Chaitanya Lila Vyasa Vrindavan Das. About the pastimes of Lord Krishna, Krishna's pastimes are described in Srimad Bhagavatam. पढ़ सकता हूँ बंगाली में लिखा हुआ बोल रही मुझे पढ़ने में बंगाली में नहीं पढ़ सकता मैं तो वृंदावन दास ठाकुर is an incarnation of Vyasadev. Vyasadev compiled Srimad Bhagavatam and he wrote all the Krishna's pastimes in Bhagavatam. Similarly, all the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Chaitanya pastimes is written in Chaitanya Bhagavat. Nice of Vrindavan of Sivas Thakur. Sivas Thakur is another brother. And from that brother, this Narayana is a daughter of Sivas Thakur's brother. No, sorry. Narayani was born as a daughter of Sivas Thakur's brother. So nice of Sivas Thakur. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu always liked that little girl. She was about 3-4 years old. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was coming to Sivasangam, and when he was eating something, he was always giving his remnant in the mouth of Narayani. So Narayani was so fortunate. Even when he started the Sankirtan movement, he started it from Sivasangam, and he revealed his Sankirtan power through Narayani. Because one day, when everyone told that this Kaji is coming to Sivas Thakur, and he will, then they will break everything of Sivas Thakur's house, everything, then they'll throw in Ganga. Sivas Thakur was little disturbed, and he was in his dirty room, meditating on Nrsimha. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was, as Nimai Pandit were walking in the bank of Ganges, then he just suddenly come there and just make a kick on the door. Door was open. He told, "Oh, Sivas, you do not know. Huh? Why you are fearing? You do not know me? Whom you are worshipping?" Kahare pujis karis kare dhyan. To whom we were meditating and worshipping. See, telling this, he immediately went to the Vishnu asana and is revealed himself as a Nrsimhadev, sitting in the Vidasana. Then he told, you are not believing this. I appear to reveal the Sankirtan movement. So if you are not believing, then you just see this little girl. Then Mahaprabhu just told Narayani, show these peoples by chanting holy name of the Lord and reveal how to achieve Krishna Prem. So simply this small girl started chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, and so much tears flowing from her eyes. The whole this floor was wetted. So they told, from the Om of that Narayani, this Vrindavan Das Thakur appeared. It is told this is the place where Narayan was married. This is also place of Malini, the wife of Srivas Thakur, his father's place. So in this way, Vrindavan Das Thakur, actually the son of Narayani Devi, but his father's name was not so much disclosed. Some people tell, but it is not revealed by Vrindavan Das Thakur himself, because he considered that his father is not so important, because his mother was the greatest devotee of Lord Gauranga. So Vrindavan Das Thakur, in Mangalacharana, he compiled this Chaitanya Bhagavat. He wrote, Ajanulambita bhujau kanakabadato sankirtanai kapitarau kamalayatakhyo Vishwambarau dijavarau jugadharmaparau Bande jagatpriyakarau karunaavatarau. So Vrindavan Das Thakur, this writing is Mangalacharana, this is Bahuvachan. His same time, he is praying to both to Gauranga and Nityananda. Karuna, Avatar, they both appeared just to preach this Sankirtan movement. And they are most magnificent avatar, they are most worshipful incarnation. Ajanulambita bhujau, their hands are very large up to their Ajanulam, up to their knee, almost. It's thigh, but it's almost up to knee. Ajanulambita bhujau kanaka, they are looking, they look like molten gold, golden color. Kanaka sankirtanai kapitaro, they are always chanting. The ecstasy in chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Sankirtan kapitaro kamala. Their eyes are like lotus petal. Vishwambarau dijavarau jugadharmaparau. Vishwambarau, they are actually maintaining the entire universe. They are both are born in Brahmana family, Dijavarau and Jugadharmaparau. They are following the principles of Jugadharma. Hare Ranama, Hare Ranama iva kevalam, kalo nastaiva gatiranyatha. And then they are preaching. Then he told next verse, Namatikala Satyaya Jagannath Sutaya Cha Sabhutyaya Saputraya Sakala Trayate Namaha. Then he is paying obeisance to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Namatikala, he who knows everything, past, present, future. Because Jagannath, he is the son of Jagannath Mishra, Jagannath Sutaya Cha Sabhutyaya Saputraya Sakala Trayate. I mean, paying obeisances to everyone. Paying obeisances to his servant of servants, all his associates, he's paying obeisances. Then he told, Avatirnau Sukarunyau परिच्छिन्न सदीश्वर श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य नित्यानंद दो भ्रातरो भजे. He told they are two brothers. Gauranga and Nityananda, they are two brothers. Because Dajanananda jaye Sachisuta haila sahi Balaram haila Nitai. So they are two brothers and two obeisances. They are appeared in this age of Kali, Avatinu, so because of their merciful, they are so merciful, and merciful they are incarnated. Avatinu, Sokarunu, Parishinu, Sadisuru, they are, though they are the Supreme Lord himself, they are Supreme Lord, Vishnu Balaram, but they are covered. They appeared as a devotee. Just like we have from the Maharaj, he told what is more glorious, to become the Lord or become a devotee. So they appear in this incarnation as a devotee. And Soka Parishinna Sri Krishna Chaitanya Nityanando Do Bhataro Bhaje. Then he is paying obeisance, then worshipping the both lords. In this way, Vrindavan Das Thakur, he started it. Actually, the first he wrote this book was named as Chaitanya Mangal. It is known as Chaitanya Mangal. But to know the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda, all the pastimes, we need specifically four books. First book is Chaitanya Bhagavat, then Chaitanya Charitamrita, then Chaitanya Mangal, then Bhakti Ratnakara is little, there are some pastimes. So anyhow, so when Lochan Das Thakur later on, he compiled also a book, he also gave it name as Chaitanya Mangal. So that's why all the Vaishnavas, they did a Istogoshti, and they decided, because Vrindavan Das Thakur is the incarnation of Vyasadeva, Chaitanya Leela Vyasa, Vrindavan Dasa, so better his book, that is Chaitanya Mangal, he gave, but we give all Vaishnavas, they gave the name as Chaitanya Bhagavat. So in this way, but Vrindavan Das Thakur was so humble. If you see it, he expressed himself as the last servant of Nityananda. Because Vaishnavas Das, you heard the Gopi Bharto Padakamayo, Dasa, Dasanu, Das. In one lecture paper said 10,000 times reduced. Das. Chaitanya Das nahi, Chaitanya Das. Amare Kinya Laha Bhaja Gaura Hari. In the mood of Nityananda Prabhu. And Vrindavan Das Thakur, he also expressing himself as the last servant of Nityananda. Because of his humility, he also expressing express his feelings like in that way. Jivera Swarupa hai Krishnera Nitya Das. This is our eternal. So you have already heard about Dasyam. So Vrindavan Das Thakur, he is glorifying Lord Nityananda more in Chaitanya Bhagavat. That's why he is not get so much time to glorify Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Madhya Leela and Anta Leela. This only this, if you want to know the Navadwip pastimes, the earlier pastimes of Gauranitai, Gauranga Mahaprabhu, after his sannyas, then we could know everything from Chaitanya Bhagavat. But later on, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he compiled the other book, Chaitanya Charitamrita. Then Chaitanya Charitamrita is specifically detailed, which is Madhya Leela and Anta Leela. But Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami told, Tara Uchista Karaicha. He is telling that I am just simply chewing the chewed by Vrindavan Das Thakur. I am simply eating his remnant. He is actually, he told, actually Vrindavan Das Thakur is a qualified person. He is incarnation of Vyasadeva, and he is qualified to compile Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes. So he wrote, he mercifully left some pastimes. He could not describe them in a brief. So in detail. So she gave in brief just hints. So even Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Tara Uchista Karaicha. I am simply chewed. Eh? So Vrindavan Das Thakur, he's just like a revolutionary. If you read Chaitanya Bhagavat in detail, he did not like this caste system. All this caste system, Jata Gosai, Brahmanas, all these things. He's a Vaishnava, and he glorified all the Vaishnavas, and he wanted everyone to surrender at the feet of Chaitanya and Nityananda. So he is the person who revealed everything about Gauranga and Nitya, and this is a place, Vrindavan. There is another place, Denur, where he was ashram, but mostly Navadwip Dham. This is Modadrumadwip, and you heard everything, and so Chaitanya Lara Vyasa, Vrindavan Das. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur ki jai, Sri Modadrumadwip ki jai, Mamgachi Dham ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Maharaj. Brothers, this is Bhakti Vivek Sagar Maharaj. He's the resident Swami here, and he wants to build some nice toilets here to make it easier for devotees when the pilgrims come, because often they get several thousand of devotees. So he'll come round. If you can all give some kind of contribution, it will be helpful for him. All right, so we still have a few people to speak about in this here. We heard about Krishna Vrindavan Das Thakur. The first temple we went to was Saranga Thakur. So Saranga Thakur, he was living here. This place is jungle. There was nothing here. They're just tigers, wild animals. So Saranga, in his old age, he didn't have any disciples. So one day Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told him, you know, Saranga, you're old man, you have to take a disciple. So Saranga said, well, you know, disciples, they're a headache, you know, isn't it? You have disciples, oh, it's such a headache to take care of disciples. I didn't take any disciples. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, no, you should take a disciple. At least you take one disciple. So he said, okay, tomorrow, the first person I meet, I will take him as a disciple. So early the next morning, Saranga Thakur was going into Ganga to take his bath, and it happened when he put his foot in the water, he touched a body. There was a body floating in the Ganga. So it was a young boy, quite young boy, like maybe 10, 12 years old. And he touched the body, and when he touched the body, somehow the body came back to life. What had happened was, young boy had been bitten by a snake, and he'd fallen unconscious. So the parents, they thought he was dead. Everybody thought he's dead. But they didn't know, so they put him on a banana boat. And the system is they put the body, they don't burn the bodies of young children. So what they did, they put the body on a banana boat, banana tree or something, and they had it floating down the Ganga. So it happened that morning, Saranga took his bath, touched that body, and the boy came to consciousness. And so that boy came to live with Saranga Thakur. He became known as Saranga's Murari. Murari was the name of the boy. So when the parents found out, they came to see the young boy, and they said, you should come home, we're your parents. But the boy said, no, I already died. You put me on the Ganga. I'm no more, you're not my mother and father anymore. This is my second life. And so he wouldn't go home. He stayed with Saranga. And he also became very great, very powerful devotee. So Saranga Murari, he said, they would play with the tigers and slap the tigers. They were so fearless. So the two of them lived here, their deities were there. Another personality, we saw there are three sets of deities there. One set was Saranga Thakur's deity, and then Vrindavan Das Thakur. We have to speak of Vrindavan Das Thakur's here, but Vasudev Datta. Vasudev Datta, very important personality in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastime. Vasudev Datta came to see Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he prayed to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, let me take the sins of all the people and I will stay here. Let them all be liberated. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard this, tears came in his eyes and he was so happy. He thought, oh, so wonderful. You know, sometimes we ask people, you know, they bring somebody for initiation. They say, Maharaj, initiate this person, they're good. And you say, okay, are you willing to take their karma? And they, no, I'm only introducing them. But you're introducing them to me to take their karma. Are you going to take their karma? No, I'm not going to take their karma. Why should I take the karma? So sometimes that happens. So Vasudeva Datta had a different mood. He said, let me take the karma. And I will stay here and let all the sinful people all be liberated. Mahaprabhu said, oh, this is wonderful. This is the mood of Prahlad. You must be the incarnation of Prahlad Maharaj. And by the arrangement of Mahaprabhu, they were all delivered. The examples were given. Different examples were given. Just like if you have a bag of mustard seeds. So you have a bag of mustard seeds, right? We grow mustard in Mayapur. You know, around Navadwip, mustard is easy to grow. We tried. I'm staying at the Mayapur Institute, and we have land there. And we're trying to grow different things, you know. We grew rice. The birds all got fat. The birds ate all the rice. So many birds. I never seen so many birds. They all came and they ate our rice. Very difficult. You grow vegetables, the pigs will come, wild pigs, and it's not easy to grow things because we don't like to use chemicals. So easiest thing to grow, mustard. Mustard seed. Right? Bengalis love mustard oil. Right? Cooking mustard oil. Bengalis love it. So mustard's easy to grow. You get a lot of mustard seeds. So you have a big bag of mustard seed. If you lose one mustard seed, is it a big deal? No, one mustard. So in the same way, one universe amongst so many universes, this whole cosmic manifestation, the material creation, just like a bag of mustard seeds. So if one because Vasudeva Datta was praying, deliver all the living entities, let them go back to Godhead. Mahaprabhu said, all right, by your desire it will be done. And they were all liberated. Just like you take out one mustard seed from the bag of mustard seeds, not a big loss. Nobody worries about one mustard seed. And so the same way, everyone in the planet was liberated by the mercy of Vasudeva Datta. Another example is given in Chaitanya Charitamrita. The farmer has a herd of Kamadhenu cows. He has a big herd of Kamadhenu cows, and he loses one billy goat. Are you going to worry about one billy goat when you have a herd of Kamadhenu cows? Not a big deal, not a big loss. You lose just one goat. You've got a herd of Kamadhenu cows. So like this, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was describing how he can liberate the whole planet. All the sinful living entities, they can all be delivered. Of course, the planet fills up again. After they're all liberated, there's so many more conditioned souls still here in the material world. So we need many Vasudev Dattas to take the sins of the people, to have that mode, to take on the sinful reactions, just like Vasudev Datta. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appreciated so much this compassion of Vasudev Datta. And then Maharaj wants to say something.
I'm Japanese. Yeah, Lord Chaitanya said Vasudev Datta was like a wing. If he had two, another one he could fly. And that Vasudev Datta could buy and sell him in the marketplace. But just Bhakti-tirtha Swami especially admired Vasudev Datta and tried to pray like that and talked about him a lot. So that's why that's all I wanted to say. In honor of Bhakti-tirtha Swami. We should all think like that, because Lord Chaitanya said you don't have to suffer the karma. Just by having a desire, they'll be liberated. So if you're, preaching, we get karma from people, but we don't have to suffer it, and we get more benefit. Lord Chaitanya blesses, and so we want that desire that everyone will be liberated. Prahlad Maharaj, same, didn't want to go back to Godhead until everyone else went. We're just thinking, what about me? Let me get out of here. No, you won't get out. Compassion has to be there. So Bhakti-tirtha Swami ki jai, and Vasudev Datta ki jai. Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari.
All right, now we're going to have some drama.
You need to clear this one. You can stay. It's okay. Oh, you got it. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Mahaprabhu, your Sankirtan. All day I serve Gopinath and then I join you in Sankirtan.
Saranga, you must initiate the people, there the people.
Oh, again, Mahaprabhu. Again, Mahaprabhu. You've ordered me. You've ordered me. Again and again, you've ordered me. I'm so unqualified, but perhaps you have ordered all right. Tomorrow, the first person I see, yes, one disciple, all right, the first person I see, I will accept. Such a wonderful morning. Let me go for my bath. Yes. What? I was bitten by a snake. Who's this? How could I came back to the life? Who is this? You brought me back to the life. What is your name, young boy? My name is Murari. Murari? Well, Murari, the first person, Murari, you please take this mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Now you are Murari Das, and you will serve Gopinath. Ha! Yes. Thank you, my Lord.
You are my spiritual master.
Murari, let us serve Gopinath.
Yes.
Oh, We are visitors.
Oh! Oh!
Murari, my son! Our son, you have come back to life! This is wonderful! Now, please come back home! Come back home now!
No, no, I'm not your son anymore now.
You are not.
Bitten by a snake. He's my spiritual master. He saved me. Now I'm his servant. And now I'm serving Gopinath.
He belongs to Gopinath.
Hare Krishna.
He is now Murari Das. He is no longer your son. You can go home and have more children and
Let it go.
take care of your material.
Hare Krishna.
As they say, easy they come and easy they go. These pastimes took place here. But now we're going to another place. And again, I ask you. I need the other microphone. To suspend your disbelief and imagine that this old man is Mahaprabhu sitting in Puri after observing the Rath Yatra festivals. Now it is time for all the residents of Navadwip to return. Nityananda will go to preach throughout Bengal. Advaita will go to preach as well. And Mahaprabhu begins to remember all of the devotees and glorify them. Srivas. Srivas. Particularly Srivas. I have something. Please take this cloth and this prasad. Bring it to Mother Sachi. Mother Sachi. Mother Sachi! You must explain. By my madness, I accepted this sannyas order. Leaving her, how I can leave my mother? Simply overwhelmed by crazy madness. And she sits there every day cooking. You tell her that although she is cooking and crying, wondering, where is my Nimai? Where is my Nimai to eat? You tell her that I come. You tell her that I come to take those wonderful spinach and rice and sweets that she cooks. You tell her how that one day, as she was cooking and she offered the plate, she put it there to Gopal. And she turned and I came very quickly and I ate it all. I ate it all and she came back. And she looked and she was astonished. Oh, the plate is empty. Well, am I going mad? Perhaps I didn't cook, or I didn't offer. Or she went to the kitchen and saw the pots were full, And she again offered to Gopal. You just tell her this happened on the Vijay Dashami day, and she will realize it is true. I do come every day to eat from my mother, Sachi. Oh, Vasudev, Vasudev Datta. Oh, Vasudev Datta, your glories are unlimited. Truly, there is no one in this world more dear to me. In fact, I consider that you have purchased my life. Vasudev.
My dear Lord,
Yes.
you are incarnating especially to save all the conditioned souls.
Yes.
But I have one petition I'm begging you to please accept. You are all merciful, and you are free to do whatever you wish. So I'm requesting you, if you want, you can very easily do this. Please, my dear Lord, I am so much unhappy to see all the suffering of the conditioned souls. So please, let me take the karma of all the conditioned souls on my head. Let me suffer in hell perpetually. And this way, all the living beings will be delivered by your kindness, by your grace.
Vasudev! Vasudev! There is no limit to your compassion. It is no wonder you are the very incarnation of Prahlad. But just by your desire, all the universe is already liberated. Whatever a pure Vaishnava desires, Krishna must fulfill. And what is it to Krishna? There are millions of universes, like this lumbara tree. There are millions of trees with millions of fruits. If one fruit is lost, what is the loss to the Lord? Like Maya's covered the creation like a bag of mustard seeds. If one seed is lost, what is the loss to the Lord? Surely, by your desire, the entire universe is delivered. Vasudev Datta, continue your worship. And by your desire, everyone will know the glories of the holy names of Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.